In one of the previous videos, we extracted a lung from this mouse dataset, and for that we used curve interpolation. This time we will use curve propagation. Now, the difference between curve propagation and curve interpolation is that the interpolated curves cannot be modified once they are created, whereas the curves that are propagated can be modified. Also, uh, the interpolated curves, when you delete an interpolated curve, then all the curves in that batch are also deleted. So for example, um, when we interpolated the curves, then there were quite a few batches that were created. So there was a batch for interpolated curves between these two curves. Then these set of curves will be interpolated, so it's a single batch of curves, and so on. So between each of these curves that we had plotted, the interpolated curves formed a batch of curves for each of those um, neighboring curves that we created. So there would be, in this case, there would be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and 11 batches of interpolated curves. So let's delete this curve. So there are curves here. Let's delete this interpolated curve, and the entire batch is removed. Let's remove all these interpolated curves. The dots you see here are the two curves that are in the z-axis. These two curves here. This one, there's only one curve here, so this is the curve that we see, which is this one here, and the other curve is from different axis, different tag. So let me just show you. -1 to show all the tags. So it's these curves here. So let's go back to 2, and let's remove all those curves. So delete that. Delete. Let's delete. So we have deleted all the interpolated curves, and now we will use the curve propagation in x axis, in the x direction, so in this direction, to propagate the curves rather than interpolate the curves. Propagate the curves. So let me just make the image bigger. Okay, and now let's draw a curve. We can also use some smoothing here so that we get nice smooth curves. So what's happening here is we are smoothing the slice image so that our curves will have nice edge to find. And end. So this is the curve that now we would like to propagate across the slices. So select the curve, press space bar to select that curve, and then press propagate, and then we would like to go forward. So what it will do is it will take these as guess seed points for the subsequent curves, and then try to find the live wire. So escape to stop the repeat process. So this is what the guess points have created, but we can go and modify them. So we can modify them, and and then using mouse wheel you can switch to a different slice. You can also add a point. Use shift left click to add a point. So I've added a point here. Maybe I should uh, turn off the smoothing and then modify here. No, it doesn't work. So smoothing is move here. Using left right click we can remove the points on the curve. So we can use left right shift right click and remove the points. So I'm using shift and then right mouse click to remove point on the curve. Once uh, we have the surface or the curves, we can also smooth them because these are pretty jagged, so we can smooth them and we can have smooth curves. So for that it's S key for smoothing the curves. So here it's really hard. So compared to interpolation, um, we get uh, a more accurate result with propagation, but we may have to work a bit more. So it's pretty good here. And that's it. So turn off modification. So this is what we have. What's this one here? Yeah, this is what we have. There's one bit here. So what we have done now is use the curves from another slice, orthogonal slice, use them as to generate our guess points for this curve. And now similarly we can use this curve here, press spacebar and then propagate upwards or backwards here in this case. And again you can press spacebar to stop the propagation process. So let's stop here and see how it's going. So let's modify that. Go back, modify. Good. So that's what we have. So, and we have segmented that part here. What we'll also do now is just smooth it. So press Shift S to smooth the entire lot here, or just single S, just S to smooth the single curve. So I'll just smooth the entire lot here. So this is the entire lot that is smoothed, as you can see here. And now let me just extract just this part here. I'll remove all the curves in the y-axis, or I can just set that to tag 3 so that it doesn't interfere with our extraction process. So I'll just change the tag pressing T, and I'll show all the tags for the time being. So I've set it to tag 3, and that line, those points that we see, these are the curves that we drew uh, in the Z plane. That's what we propagated in Z plane. So I just wanted to show you another way of uh, extracting region or drawing curves. So interpolation is one method, and propagation is another method. There is one more curve here in Z-axis. That's also, I can just remove it so it doesn't interfere with our data extraction. So let's extract the data in this region here. So these are the curves, and let's extract them. Let's mesh them and see how it looks. So I want to mesh 2, tag 2, tag color, no, not interested in scaling, and then you can apply smoothing, and let's have a look at it. So this is what we extracted here. And similarly we can extract the volume using same technique.